Ever since Into the Spider-Verse, the number 42 has been a recurring motif. It actually makes its first appearance within the first minutes of the first part. From the beginning, it wasn't just a number or a throwaway Easter egg. In Into the Spider-Verse, it seemed like a nod to the comics, where 42 is Miles' winning number in the lottery for Vision's Academy, and the spider that bites him is marked as Arachnid Subject 42 in an Osborn Industries lab. But there's more to it. 42 hides something deeper and more mysterious. Directors Chris Miller and Phil Lord cleverly used a narrative trick known as Chekhov's gun. This principle states that if a gun is shown in the first act, it must go off by the end. Don't worry, it's quite simple. The number 42 and the radioactive spider that bit Miles are the gun. Introduced in the first part of the trilogy, it was explored in the sequel and will fire in the third part, not literally but figuratively. 42 pops up in various instances. The bingo ball in the intro, Miles' first try at swinging, and his baseball jersey in Across the Spider-Verse. Simultaneously, 42 is a nod to both the comics and Jackie Robinson, the first black person to play an MLB. Again, this is no coincidence. The creators guide us around this number, gradually revealing its significance. In the Spider-Verse, nothing happens without a reason. Just look at the bagel effect. The connection between this effect and the number 42 is quite strong. If not for the events at Kingpin's Super Collider, we wouldn't have Miles as Spider-Man nor any of the Spider-Verse events. The spider that bit him was supposed to bite another Miles, specifically from Earth 42. This brilliantly circular plot, harmonizing perfectly with the first movie, leads us to the finale, where Chekhov's gun must go off. And so, in the ending of Beyond, we end up on Earth 42. You already know how and why Miles got there, but the most shocking moment is his encounter with the Prowler, who in this reality is Miles too. This is the same Miles who by canon should have become Spider-Man if not for the Collider incident. Spider-Man was supposed to control crime in Earth 42's New York, which now more resembles a Gotham. The city is overrun with supervillains and the crime rate is off the charts. Daily Bugle reports cover new atrocities by the Sinister Six, who rule the city with an iron fist. J. Jonah Jameson openly states that the city is in chaos because of them. As Miles swings home, we notice numerous depressing details. On Earth 42, there's a tech company called Electronics, hinting at Electro with its capital letters. Instead of Oscorp, there's Scorpo, owned by Mac Gargan rather than the Osborns. Even Rhino owns his business called Rhino Casino, with Sandman as his direct competitor, running his own slots and hotel. All this chaos is because the spider meant to bite Prowler Miles ended up on Earth 1610 back and Into the Spider-Verse. Think again about Chekhov's gun. Beyond will likely kick off with a fight scene between Prowler and Spider-Man. In the end, Miles will manage to break free even though Prowler matches him in strength and skill, but remember, Prowler has no superpowers. Though Across showed him as a kind of evil version of Miles, he's not really a villain. He's a broken version who lost his dad and his faith in justice. When a city is run by the Sinister Six, there's little time to dwell on the good. Villains control every sector, from tech to healthcare. A deleted scene where Prowler and Uncle Aaron deliver us some medicaments to the hospital where Miles' mom works speaks volumes. Prowler is a sort of vigilante, a victim of circumstance. He still believes in a brighter future, albeit a different one. After the fight, where the OG Miles likely emerges victorious, both will join forces. But not just in words, Spider-Man will probably reveal the whole truth and might help Prowler with a few missions to take down the Sinister Six. This is where their principles will clash. Prowler might be willing to kill criminals while Miles will try to dissuade him, but this is just my own theory. Nevertheless, the Miles duo will share common goals. But there's a major hitch here, the very basis of Spider-Verse rules and the logic of canon events. According to Miguel, fate is predetermined, meaning that Miles' dad, upon becoming a captain, must die. This is a canon event that supposedly cannot be altered. That's clear enough, but does it apply to all Spider-Men? Using Indian Spidey as an example, we saw the ripple effect of deviation. Miguel also spoke about his failed attempts to live with his family from another reality, which was erased due to interference in canon events. By this logic, Earth 42 or Earth 1610 should be erased too, yet they persist. This discrepancy reveals that O'Hara was either wrong or hiding something. How do we explain Gwen's situation? Her father retired and stayed alive, defying his supposed fate. This suggests that if Miles' dad doesn't become a Cap, he too could survive. And since Miles is an anomaly who wasn't supposed to be Spider-Man, does the canon event law even apply to him? The original Spidey on Earth 1610 died, so this raises intriguing questions to be answered in third movie. Miguel is definitely hiding something or is simply misguided. Although Spot has been confirmed as the main villain of Beyond, Miguel's evolving motivations and the Spider Society's future will be fascinating to watch. But the most intriguing aspect is Earth 42, which will be a crucial focal point for all characters. We need to learn more about how the Sinister Six took over New York and how Jefferson Davis died. The Prowler will see a reflection of his other fate in Miles from 1610. In his zeal to save his dad, he'll recognize his own former motives. For the original Miles, the Prowler represents a possible future without his dad, a life where Spider-Man couldn't save a loved one. This will motivate him to disregard Miguel's arguments and try to reason with his alternative variant. The relationship between them will be a key storyline in the first 20 minutes of Beyond the Spider-Verse. Phil Lord and Chris Miller have hinted that the trilogy's finale will be epic. This might be a nod to Spot becoming one of the most terrifying Spider-Man villains ever portrayed in movies. His concept will likely remain the same. He's already shown immense power by the end of Across. We've seen how he can effortlessly open portals to other Earths. In the threequel, the authors might depict Spot assembling a sinister team of the most dangerous versions of Spidey villains from different realities. Imagine a massive battle between a team of Spider people and a legion of villains. How cool would that be on the big screen? Dozens of Spider-Man's foes emerging from portals, causing chaos and a breach in the Spider-Verse. It'd be like the Spider-Man team-up scene, but with villains. I'd personally love to see that kind of showdown. For now, we'll have to wait for more news. Lord and Miller have made it clear they'll release the finale when it's ready. And there's no set release date yet. So make sure to subscribe to stay updated on all the important details.